Hello, all you lovely people of. Well, that's just where we're at. Hello, all you lovely people of YouTube and Spotify. Really depends on where you're listening to this. Let's let's start with that. Let's start with that little statement. Hello, all you lovely people of Spotify. That is correct. I am now on Spotify. Now, if you're listening to this on Spotify, there is no video background for you to watch while I record this podcast for all of you. But if you are watching this on YouTube, there is a video background. That video background being Halo 3. Now, that part doesn't actually matter. The part that we're here to talk about is a lot of things, actually, because a lot has happened. Like, legitimately. Many things have happened. Now, first of all, I should point out the fact that this is a day late. I meant to record this on Thursday, but I'm recording this on a Friday, the day that it's supposed to go out. So this will be, as you can see, this is coming out on Saturday. But that's okay, because you still get a podcast episode. Now, you as I said earlier, there's a lot to talk about. Today is Friday, November 14th for me. As of 5 days ago, Sunday, November 9th, it was my birthday. I had, honestly, one of the best birthdays I've had in years. But before I get into my birthday, I want to talk about the day before, which was November 8th. Now, there wasn't too significant on that day, but fun fact for you all, since I was last doing the podcast weekly, aka, in 2024, this was not the case. But as of this year, because of a friend of mine, I am a fan of Formula One racing. Now, this may come as a shock to a lot of you, but I am a fan of Formula One. Now, for anyone who is a fan of Formula One, I doubt there are that many people who are listening who are. But if there is, you might be wondering, what are my favorite teams? Or my favorite team and my favorite driver. My favorite team is McLaren. I can already feel like I'm getting hate for that one. And my favorite driver is Oscar Piastri. Although I am really excited to see how Cadillac does in this next season, which is next year. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is the sprint race was that Sunday, November 8th. And oh my god. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of what happened in the race. So if you don't want to hear that, fast forward a bit. In the sprint race for Brazil, there was 3 crashes. Well, technically 4, but one driver was able to continue the race afterwards. So there's Oscar Piastri, who absolutely got totaled, and then 2 right after, like mere seconds after. Nico Hulkenberg and either Colapinto or Pierre Gasly. I don't remember Colapinto's first name, so I'm just going by last name. It was one of the Alpines that crashed. Nico was able to drive back to the pit lane and repair his car, and after that, the race was able to continue. But oh my god. Even if you're not a fan of F1, I need you to look up this crash that I'm about to tell you. At the last lap of the sprint race, Gabriel Bortoleto fucking crashed. And it was a crash that, he got airtime. He was, oh my god. that crash was so intense. Like immediately, I was like, "Oh my god, is he okay?" But he was okay. He's fine. Um, but I do implore you to go watch that crash because oh my god, it's insane. The next day, my birthday. So I want to say how my birthday went off. So I have to feed animals every day, but that went nice and smoothly. I then walked inside. I made myself a nice bowl of Captain Crunch because that's my favorite cereal. Um, I was sitting there after I got done eating. I was sitting here like I got a lot of time before any of my plans start today. I'm gonna make tea because I really like sweet tea, and I want to have some while I'm playing games with my friends. So, uh, I make some sweet tea, and let me tell you, it was genuinely delicious. Ignore that notification that just played in the background. Um, I made some sweet tea, and like I said, it was actually really good. And after that, um, trying to remember the order of things. I just watched YouTube for a little bit. I played a little touch of Gears of War until my friend who got me into F1 got home and was able to like watch the race that day. So we watched the race. Um, if you're curious, that friend is Ghost or Ghosty. That was in the reaction for Renegades. Um, her and I was watching the race, and then near the end of the race, like I think with like 50-ish laps remaining, uh, Denmark was able to join and watch the end of the race with us. Speaking of like that race, I feel so bad for Ferrari fans. Like at this point, if you're still a Ferrari fan, you gotta be a masochist. It's so bad. Like I like the drivers, like I like Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, but holy that I don't like the I don't know. I don't like the team, but I like the drivers. If that makes any sense. Um I that oh yeah, I was given like an Xbox gift card for my birthday. I was actually given two Xbox gift cards for that my birthday. So you might be saying, what did I get with them? I got the pre-order for Renegades, and through some bullshittery, and some help from a friend, I was able to get the pre-order bonuses for the Ultimate Edition of Year of Prophecy, which means when I play Destiny, I can use No Land Beyond. I can use the Darth Vader outfit and the General Grievous outfit, and well, I'm not going to use the Kylo Ren outfit, but it is a thing I can do. So I mean, there's that at least. Um, but yeah, no, we decided it's like we're gonna play Final Shape. We're gonna play on Legendary, but first let's play like 3 Altars of Sorrow because Denmark needs the title and the Lodi mask. So we played like 3 Altars of Sorrow. Um, we got her the mask. We got her the title. And they were like, okay, it's Final Shape time. We replayed Final Shape, but I played it on my Hunter because I wanted to play as General Grievous. And this entire time using No Land Beyond. It's not an exotic I used in D1, so I don't know like the difference. I did play a lot of D1, as evident with my last podcast, um, or my last podcast episode. Um, But you know, I was just using No Land Beyond the entire time, and it was fun. Oh my god, it was fun. There was a lot of jokes I was had. I was like doing so. I was doing so well. I was having so much fun. I was playing with like two of my closest friends. Not all my closest friends, but like two of my closest friends. I was getting birthday messages left and right while playing. Um, What else? Later in the night, I decided I want to play as a Titan purely because I want to run around as Darth Vader. Um, and so I played 2 missions of Final Shape as Darth Vader. It was Ascension and the mission before Ascension. Um, if you know the names of Final Shape missions. Uh, and at that point, it was dinner in my household, so I went downstairs. Burgers, like grilled burgers, and like I'll tell you what, it was delicious. I enjoyed it. Um, oh my. But had those fries. Then we went back to gaming, and after those 2 Darth Vader missions, I was like, okay, I want to play back on my Warlock because it's my birthday. Might as well play on my main character. Uh, oh, speaking of which, a friend of mine, I won't say who, just so that way they don't get bothered about it, wrote me a fucking awesome story with my Warlock and my Hunter, like in a few other stuff, like for my birthday. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I've read it twice now, and it's only been like not even a week since I've had access to it. Um, and like I was just playing on my Warlock. We finished up Final Shape, and we were like, okay. We walked around Nessus. We walked around Europa, and I was like, you know what? Let's watch stuff. So, oh yeah, we played like 2 missions of Lightfall. I forgot about that. And if you're curious which ones, the first and the last one. um, and so after all of that, we watched like an episode of Clone Wars. We were just watching it together because it was the most recent episode someone was on because it was their first time watching Clone Wars. And after that, we were like, okay, let's watch Empire Strikes Back. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, before we started watching Star Wars, the cake. I got the cake from my birthday cake. It was chocolate with like some really nice icing. I don't know how to describe the icing, but like, oh my god, that shit was moist. It was a wet ass cake, and I loved it. I fucking loved it, and it was that wet until it was finished. 2 or 3 days later, we had that cake till Wednesday. Um, we watched the entirety of Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite Star Wars movie in the original trilogy. Um, because I'm a big fan of Star Wars. Now, and then we watched that, and by that point, it was no longer my birthday, and it was late, and everyone was tired, so we went to bed. But I gotta tell you, despite it not sounding like I did too much, that was one of the best birthdays I've had in literal years. It was great. There was barely a moment where I didn't have a smile on my face. I had so much fun. I got to do so many cool things with like people I care about, and I got I got the Star Wars thing in Destiny, which is awesome, and then like I had so much fun. It genuinely meant so much to me. Everyone who messaged me, everyone who spent time with me, it was so great. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. It genuinely made me so happy. And I wouldn't trade it. I really wouldn't. I'd do it all again. And I love that. And that being said, there was a lot of other awesome things that happened this week. For example, like yesterday, I'm pretty sure, or the day before, I don't know, Valve I guess it's a console. Like Valve are releasing a console, which is crazy. It's once they've never done that, and apparently they're dropping their own OS system, like something like Linux or Windows, but it's going to be Valve who made it, which is really interesting. I don't know how to feel about that. I think it'll be nice. I genuinely with the price raises with Xbox, genuinely might buy that instead of a Series X, which is crazy for me. I know, but for example, the controllers look like they work better, and what I mean by that is, fun fact for you all: the reason why your controller more than likely has joystick drift is because they have a bit of plastic that holds the joystick in place. And eventually, you playing with the controller enough causes wear and tear until the plastic will crack or even eventually break to where it will cause that drift. And there's a really easy solution to not have that happen: magnets instead of plastic. And so, that's what they're doing with the Steam Machine controller. Magnets. And it looks like a GameCube, I'm not going to lie. But you know what? I'm not even going to judge the appearance because like it looks compact. You can fit it somewhere nice and neat, and it runs like it's more powerful than 6 Steam Decks combined. And if I can play Java Minecraft on it, holy, because I own Java. I bought it like 6 years ago. Purely because I was like, oh, it's like the fucking 10-year anniversary of Minecraft. I'll buy it on this crappy little laptop. And let me tell you, the crappy little laptop could not run Minecraft. It was funny to try, though, you know? But, like, there's so much that this could do for, like, gaming. Because I feel like if like it's a good price and it functions well and everything's great about it, I can imagine it will cause like people to lower their prices, because like if it's a decent price, like if it's like an affordable price and it's good and it functions well, then like people like Sony and Microsoft and maybe even Nintendo are going to be like, "Oh god," and lower their prices for things. Because I'm telling you right now, if I get that, here are the games I'm buying. I'm going to buy MCC again, purely to play it with mods, because I love seeing modded stuff with Halo, especially Cursed Halo. Oh my god. Inferno Plus is a goddamn national treasure when it comes to Halo. What else? I want to play Left 4 Dead 2, also for mods, but also because like I used to play Left 4 Dead 2 when I was younger. I had like an Xbox 360 copy of the game, but that has long since disappeared out of my collection, and I'm so sad. I also had a copy of Left 4 Dead 1. Anyway, with that being said, there's a lot of games that I would legitimately play. I know a lot of people want me to play Helldivers 2. I want to play Left 4 Dead 2. I want to play Team Fortress 2. I want to play Gmod. I want to play One Shot. There are so many games I want to play that like would fully be at my like fingertips if I played it on computer. Now you might be saying One Shot's on Xbox, but I have been told the best way to experience One Shot is to play it on a computer. Anyway, sorry about that. There's a lot of things like to be excited about with this. I genuinely think this existing will make the gaming sphere better, because like I said, other companies are going to look at this and go, well, damn, we're going to have to lower our prices if we want to compete with this because people are buying this because it's affordable. And so the people will lower their prices, which means more sales. They'll get more sales because people are buying more. And it's like a net positive for everybody. Everyone's happy. Or maybe I'm just like too optimistic. I like being optimistic. There's not enough optimism in the world. What else? Call to Arms came out this week. And also Bungie have put out a bunch of posts. First of all, Ace of Spades is getting a crazy buff. If you're a Destiny fan, I implore you to go look at the weapon changes coming to Renegades. It's so good. Another thing that's coming to Destiny. They're making a I forget what the title of the operations are called, but like you know how there's like Fireteam Ops, which is like a 3-person all the 3-person activities. They're making another one of those playlists, but for all the 6-person activities, and like they're gonna put like raid encounters in there, kind of like Pinnacle Ops has, but they're also gonna be putting like activities from like previous seasons, like Catch Crash. There's like 2 others. I don't remember the names of them, but they're from Season of the Lost and Season of the Haunted. But Catch Crash! I love Catch Crash! I love that activity so much. I like pirates, and I like Elixir. I like pirates, and I like the cast of characters that were in that season. You had Drifter, Ido, Mizrax, and Spider. But people who would sometimes show up in the dialogue was Eris and Saint. That's an awesome cast of characters, except for Spider. I just don't like Spider because he's an evil person. But like, that's gonna be back, and I assume with him bringing it back, it's gonna have all of its dialogue again, which. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. Renegades as well. Holy, I'm so excited for Renegades. It's December 2nd. I'm so excited. It's like 3 weeks away, if that. If we count this Tuesday that's coming up as a week, and then the week after that, and then the week after that should be out. So, yeah. Holy, we're getting so close to Renegades. We're getting so close. Oh my god, I'm so excited. There's also the dungeon, and they dropped the trailer for that, which it had the Darksaber in. That's insane. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's a Mandalorian blade. That's a Mandalorian lightsaber. I did see someone's theory that it's an ornament that makes it to where like it's Dreaming City themed, where the hilt is Dreaming City and like the blade is like taken. Which I mean, like if it's just an ornament, that kind of suck, but like fair. But how much cooler would it be if that was not the case, and you could just make your lightsaber a Darksaber, or sorry, your Praxis blade. A dark. It's the Darksaber. I can't. It's exciting. As a big fan of Mandalorians, that's exciting. And I love it. Can't make me say otherwise. But, I'm so excited for Renegades. I'll probably stream it. I don't know yet. There's a big contender for me to do so. I just don't know if I will yet. What else did I want to talk about? because like this week has been crazy. There's a game. This game series I want to play on the channel. I have to buy the games first though. But I want to know, oh, and also to be honest, I want to buy a new controller before playing them, so that way I'm playing them with a fresh start. How would all of you feel? And I want you to write this in the comments for wherever you're listening to this to. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, comment on Spotify. If you're listening to this on YouTube, comment on YouTube. Would you watch me play Hollow Knight? If I were to get Hollow Knight and play it on stream and then upload those as YouTube VODs, would you watch that? I genuinely want to know. Because I want to play Hollow Knight and I want to play Silksong. But I'm not going to play Silksong until I play Hollow Knight, because that just seems like the most sense to me. I still need to record Dead Space 3. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. And like, I don't know, it's great doing these kind of things again. I love recording and streaming things again. And here I am. I'm doing something for 2 platforms. Technically 3, because I'm technically streaming this right now on Twitch just to pull the VOD. And I'm going to take that VOD, upload it on YouTube as the podcast episode, and then I'm going to take the audio and just upload it on Spotify. Oh my god, and I love that. It's so fun. I like doing this. I like making content. I like posting it. I like doing this. Now, podcasts are like the most creative thing that I could be doing with my time. I could be doing more. And I could be doing more than Let's Plays. But I like doing it. Fuck it. Like, sometimes I like sitting down and watching a Let's Play. Sometimes I like sitting down and listening to a podcast. Hell, there's like a few podcasts I listen to. I think I said this in the last episode I listened to, or not listened to, recorded. I listen to like a few podcasts. I listen to Clueless every Tuesday. Every Tuesday when Clueless drops, I listen to Clueless, which is 4 YouTubers. It's Grizzy, Elastic Droid, Big Puffer, and Pezzy, and they're all together just like doing a podcast. The most recent episode just didn't have Grizzy on it, but like, point is, like, that's one of the podcasts I listen to. Another one I listen to every day from Monday to Friday, Morning Somewhere. One I've been catching up on. One that I started this year and have been slowly chipping away through until I can catch up to where it currently is. Welcome to Night Vale. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode, but like, I'm getting through Welcome to Night Vale. And then after I get through Welcome to Night Vale and catch up to where I could just listen to the episodes as they come out, I'm going to do the same with a old Rooster Teeth podcast known as Red Web, which is still ongoing, and it's hosted by Trevor Collins and Alfredo Diaz. And then once I like catch up on that, which means Mondays are Red Web and also Morning Somewhere. Tuesdays are Morning Somewhere and also Clueless, and then Morning Somewhere I can just listen to while I'm like doing my morning routine. So like, it's like a whole nothing. And then like, you know, I'll listen to like the other things as they come out. But after that, I think I'm gonna go through like old podcasts that like have since ended, just to go through them and just have something to listen to. Like Chuckle Sandwich, that was a podcast I was always meaning to listen to, and now it's over. And so I can just watch that and then like and listen to it. And then once I'm done, I'm done. And like, I don't know. I like listening to things. I like listening to stories, to people's lives. I don't know. It's like, it's interesting. I like listening to things, which is probably why you're listening to this right now, because you share a similar thing to me. But instead of listening to one of those people, you're listening to me instead. Weirdo. I do not judge people who listen to me. I only am confused as to why you do it. There are much better options than I. Um, but like it's fun. I love doing it. And I want to catch up on all of those podcasts because I don't know, just because. Welcome to Night Vale has been really nice. I'm officially in 2019 when it comes to the episodes. So, hell yeah, I'm getting closer and closer and closer to current day, and that's exciting. If I binge through it like soon, I could possibly get through it and catch up before the end of the year, and that's exciting. And then I hope to do the same with Morning or Red Web, but Red Web is a lot longer. Like their episodes are like an hour and a half or like an hour or so. Meanwhile, like Night Vale is not that long. I've also like decided like I listen to podcasts while on the weekends when Morning Somewhere isn't uploading, so that way that just gives me another avenue to listen to stuff. Um, it's fun though. I've also found new songs that I like from Night Vale because of the weather sections. It's neat. Speaking of music, I've been listening to System of a Down a lot more recently. Now, that's not like a band that like, oh, I recently found out about System of a Down, so I'm listening to them. No, I've known about System of a Down my entire life. But I've recently been listening to them more because I think it's kind of important to do so. Great music, I will say. I love System of a Down. Um, and I implore you to listen. When I say listen, I mean truly listen. Great songs. Um, Also, I'll talk about it more when they come out because I will watch them and review them for the podcast. But Stranger Things will be ending soon, in like a few weeks. And it's crazy to me because the first time I watched that was during a birthday party for me. I watched it with Kevin, Colin, Jackson, and Matthew. Not Matthew, I watched it with Max. Matthew was not at that house. I think the first time I met Matthew in person was the day we filmed that podcast for Gang Gang, the most recent, which I don't even think that's the name of the channel anymore. I don't even know. Yeah, because Kevin renamed it recently. I don't know what it's called. Uh, but a lot, just a lot. I want to review that. Another thing that I'm going to review by the time the next episode comes out, I'm going to play Halo Infinite, and I'm going to play Operation Infinite, which is the last operation for Halo Infinite, which probably could be guessed by the name Operation Infinite, which I was able to guess before I read the fucking blog post saying, by the way, this is the last one. They're adding like a bunch of things to the exchange, and I am excited to see how much is getting added to the exchange because apparently it's all the scrap stuff that like never got released, and now they're just making it to where all of that all at once is just going to be the exchange for you to be able to get. Now, I hope they bring back Hayabusa for the people who didn't get it to get it. I'm not one of those people. I got Hayabusa. But I want people to be able to get it whenever. So, yeah, you know. Another question I have for you listeners is a Warframe campaign, I believe, releases next month. Would any of you be entertained? Would any of you want to watch that? Is what I'm trying to get at. Would any of you want to watch me play Warframe? Now, I imagine the basic answer to that question is a hell no, but it's something I want to ask because if it's something that will be that people would be interested in seeing, I'll stream it and record it, or like I'll stream it and upload it, because like I'm gonna plan to play it anyway. So if people are interested in seeing it, I'll just stream while I play. Which shows me I can't just like lock in and like just stay quiet the entire time, because I do want to talk to all of you and entertain you. I am not a no commentary account. I commentate a lot, actually. But sometimes I do appreciate a no commentary playthrough of something. If I'm like, okay, brain does not have the capacity to play this game right now, but I want to see the game. I want to have somebody play it, but I don't want to hear them yap. And I'm gonna like have that on in the background while I like clean. And I have legitimately done that before. I've also, while cleaning, I've had Red vs. Blue on in the background because I've watched it so much that I could see the scenes in my head while I'm doing whatever, like I'm cleaning. I know like a good chunk of that dialogue off the top of my head. And when I see a good chunk of it, I mean like a good chunk of like seasons 1 through 13. Holy. Now, seasons after that, it's a bit more muddy. I do not know the dialogue as well. Which means, when I was rewatching the show with Denmark, this year actually, we finished it this year, and it was her first time watching it, there were jokes that made me laugh. Which we'd love to see with Red vs. Blue. Who knew talking this much would make my throat dry? I'm usually used to yapping, but for some reason this is making me thirsty. Yeah, no, it's just like there's a lot of things. And like I don't even really know what the point I was trying to get at was. I will say another thing I'm excited for this year that's releasing is Lego Batman Legacy of the... I think it's called Legacy of the Dark Knight. Yeah, I think so. It looks fun. It looks really fun. And I can't wait till, like, someone like me goes and mods the game and replaces one of the characters with Captain Rex. It's going to happen. When I get a computer, I don't know if I've stated this on video. When I get a computer, I want to mod the complete saga to replace all of the main, like, protagonists with characters from the HP Banana Crew, and also add character slots, so that way more characters can be featured in missions. I have, like, Denmark and I recently added, like, 8 of our custom clones to the HP Banana Crew, 4 being mine, 4 being hers. And, like, I'll get into my clone lore later. I feel like that just... My clone lore just deserves its own episode. Because I like making things like that. And I made, like, a bunch of designs for all of my clones. And, you know, that's how it goes. But, like... But that being said, though, I think that does it for me in this episode. I would like to say thank you all so much for watching this episode of Rip's Talk Show. If you liked what you saw, if you liked what you heard, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know in all the different ways. I don't know what way you show support on Spotify. Oh, yes. Rate the podcast 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're listening on one of those, how about you go to the other app? Do the thing I said. It shows support for the podcast. It lets me know you want to keep hearing my voice. I'm going to still do this anyway, but it lets me know that I'm wanted. But with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. And I will talk to you all next week when I hopefully upload this on the right day. Goodbye, everyone.